Hello, welcome back. Good to see you. So today we have a show. Today on the show, we're going to talk about language arts and what to do if your child is not grasping it. If your child is struggling, it doesn't matter whether they have autism, ADHD, PDA, ODD, you name it. I'm going to help you, hopefully, give you some advice and some strategies that have worked for us. So let me show you word fun, because it's fun and because it's here. Yesterday I did a video, I believe I posted it, and you can see a grammar that I use now, but now that they're a bit older, they're not a bit older and a bit more into, and they're able to do this type of grammar curriculum. Now let me tell you, because when we first started out, I've now switched them to a more thorough language arts curriculum, the reading portion of it. But first, sorry, let's go to the product. I'm jumping ahead. All right, word fun. Kind of fun. Gets a little advanced towards the end and a little confusing, only because you're getting into like interjections and I don't know, different stuff like that. But for the basics, I love it for the basics, which is a noun, a word that names a thing, person, and place. Okay, but then it goes, then it says, it reads. If you were a noun, says, reads, I don't know. You would be a star, a cloud, an astronaut, or the moon. Okay, so you got it. So kind of cool. And again, I showed you yesterday my book. So my book, I take it, this is one of the things that helps kids, that helps my kids, and it would help any kid, helps any adult, I mean anyone, is to get it in your brain, is that it also has in here, in my special book, this is a review book. So this is a book, I pair it with pictures, and then once a week we go through and we review. And we can do it all year round. You can add stuff, take stuff out. Sometimes I put stuff in again, or I think they know it, so I moved it. I have prayers in here. I have lots of stuff in here. So, and then it's like, okay, what's an adjective? It describes. So I'm kind of keeping it simple, keeping it basic, and helping it get into that long-term memory, okay? So that's what these are for, and I do it for every subject. Now let's talk about reading. Okay, first of all, language arts, you got to split it up then. You'll know if you do, like say you do the Good and the Beautiful, it's free, you download it and you attempt to work on it, it's not going well. Well, generally you need to split it up. So language arts, it's composed of quite a few things. Grammar, vocab, reading, writing. Those are like the basic ones. And probably I'm sure there's something else I'm missing, but those are like the basics, right? Those are the contents of what. And reading comprehension too, understanding what you read. So reading comprehension's easy in the sense that it's like, hey, you read a storybook or a nursery rhyme, and then it's like, hey, what did this pig do? You know, what did the second pig do? What did the third pig do? Questions like that. Okay, now getting them to do schoolwork, sorry, I got interrupted. So getting them to do the schoolwork, that's a different topic. I've done videos on that as well. But so now what we're gonna do, so what I suggest you do is that you're going to take, not only are you gonna you're going to split all those subjects up. It's not as overwhelming as it seems. Don't worry. But what you're going to do is you're also going to, so how I do it is, so you know how I said there's like 5 components of reading comprehension, grammar, vocab, and reading and writing. Okay, reading and writing, they're at the top. And then the rest of it, I rotate. So I will rotate, and then at breakfast for a few weeks or a couple months, do grammar. And then rotate, and then do, okay, we're going to read a book during breakfast, and then we're going to talk about it, and for reading comprehension, right? Like I rotate, or I do vocab rotating. Now, I don't start anything until 7. Before then, you can use a book by Elemental Phonics, and it's basically just teaching them, or have them do, they can also do, what's that game? Reading Eggs too, online. And you don't necessarily need a lot of success with it at that point. If they're like 5 and 6, we're working on letter identification. That's kind of about it. Lowercase, uppercase, like just really cementing those things. And even if they don't always get the sounds right, like even if it's phonological, I got a system here that will help you with that. Again, it doesn't matter the reason. It doesn't matter. This will help. This should help. Okay, so then they hit about between 7 and 8. Between about 7 and 8. If you want them to learn some sight words, I'm going to give you a very quick tutorial in sight words. So there's a method. So there's the Gilliam-Ordingham thing, which everyone raves about for kids learning. Fine, great, whatever. Great, I'm not disputing that. There's also the whole language way too. So there's the phonetic way, there's a whole language way. Most people just learn the phonetic way, but that wasn't happening really in our house. So what I did is I went and got these cards. They are hard to find. I will put a link in the description. A, and, away, eye level, he's seeing it, okay? And then after, once they get good at it, and it doesn't take long, I hope I'm not out of view. Whoops. It doesn't take long for them to really, to learn it quite well, is then you can do the other side, away. So you can show away and away. So these are just sight word cards just to help with sight words, but not necessary for what we're going with. Okay, so then reading, now they understand letter identification. Is that an A? Is that a lowercase a and uppercase a? Like, do they pair together? And that book is very basic. It's like you have kid do 1 page a day. A and A. You're just matching up alligator A, lowercase a with uppercase A. You can also go on Pinterest and print off a bunch of stuff for free. Just letter identification. Make sure they know all the A's and all the B's and all the C's and all the D's. It's okay if they confuse the B and D. Don't worry about it at this point. Don't let it stress yourself out. Also, I've done every reading program. I think so, except one. So if you think like, oh, maybe I just need all-in-one reading. Yeah, I mean, it'll work. That's not a problem. But I'm just saying this is, to me, easier than that, which is hard to believe. But it's whatever works for your household. Like maybe that works for you better than I found it, because the games we were playing, it was tedious. It was taking a long time. And I just didn't have it in me at that time because there were other subjects I wanted to cover, other kids that I had to work with. Then you pick up this thing. I'm going to show you a little video on it right now. What I just showed you, hopefully I showed you when you saw it, is the book and the flashcards. That's what you need. There's a whole Craft Right Brain reading series. It's for different learners. It's for right brain learners because I think that's what it is, because almost everything is made, it's tailored in the world to left brain learners. Right brain learners are a little bit different. So this can help with that. But essentially, it's $10 for the flashcards, $14 for the book. Just try it. Just try that one series. Super easy. They're called the boring little books that always work. So super easy. So now you've kind of nailed that, and then if they go through, so I had my one son do a couple of those books. And then I switched him on to the Abeka reading program. The Abeka reading program, complicated. I'm telling you, it's complicated. It's not easy. Like if I showed you the books here, which I had one, but my kids are reading them now, like as part of their school. Do I have another one here I can show you? Yes. So it's a fantastic reading program. The books are so quality. The information is quality. The first couple are not that interesting. And it's labeled 1, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So it's such a quality program that I wanted my kids on them reading this book. But I had to get them there. So I did the Craft Right Brain readers and then switched them over. Because I'm telling you, where could I show you in here that it is just not easy? Like, so for example, words to watch for. Look at this. There's no rhyme or reason to it in my mind, and there never is. So pictures, neighbors, woolly bear, caterpillar, angry, and listen. So there's not a lot of rhyme or reason to it. They may know the rhyme or reason. It's not explained to me, and I do not understand it. All I know is these books are great. The morals, the values, the lessons in them. They're interesting. The first couple not that interesting in the series. So they're quality readers, and going over those words with my kids now is good. But in the beginning, it wouldn't have happened. It didn't happen. I tried it. So you can switch them on to another program. You may never be able to switch them onto an all-in-one language arts program, which is okay. It's not all it's cracked up to be, if you ask me. But anyway. Okay, so next, there's also a book that I do not have here that I have showed you. I'm going to attach a video at the end. The video at the end is what I consider the perfect language arts program. So you can take a look. It's in there. It's about reading fluency. So it's a sentence, and it starts with Abe. Abe walked. Abe walked the dog. Creating reading fluency if that's something you need. So we use that for a while as well. We don't use it anymore. It's not necessary. Okay. So basically, to start, letter identification followed by the flashcards and the book. Craft, Write, Brain, Readers. Okay, so now you're tackled reading. Reading's working. Don't have your kids sit there and read every single thing. Like when it comes to lesson time, he's not going to sit there reading science to you. It'll take hours and he will hate you and hate the book and he will hate everything. And don't have him write a bunch of answers. You could do a couple things. I put off handwriting for a bit. People have disagreed with me about, well, one person disagreed with me about that and said, oh, there's a lot of neurons being created. You can still do like fine motor skills and stuff. And I'm not saying put off handwriting forever. I'm saying you're going to take a break from it. It is a separate subject, just like reading is a separate subject. So when you go and you do these lessons and you do school lessons, whatever science you're using, you do the reading and then you do the handwriting for them. If they are cognitively able and capable, a lot of times these kids are capable of doing that. It's just their handwriting skills. Like we have dysgraphia in this house, which basically means you can't handwrite. It's just not, it's not easy. And I have showed you tricks for that as well, but essentially it's not going to get a lot greater very quickly. But that's a subject that you practice. That is a subject that you practice. So reading, writing, and math are done every day. That's a subject we do, right? Blah, blah, blah. So next on the list, well, we did recall, which is reading comprehension. So read with them and let them, you know, like you can stay on that Craft, Write, Brain, Readers the whole time, but it doesn't have questions at the end. It's not like some great program, whereas Abeka has like questions at the end. That program is to teach your child to read. And I think it does so beautifully. It also has transparencies. I had a book here this morning I was going to show you. It also has transparencies on it to show you. So now my kids are very well read, but why are they well read? Because mama reads to them a lot. So they're not sitting here, like my kids know the Odyssey, but it's not like, you know, other kids their age may have read it themselves. I don't know what goes on in the world, but we'll pretend like other kids are like, oh yeah, I read that on my own. My kids also read it, but I read it to them. But anyway, so don't feel bad because people are going to be like, oh, he should be reading and why is he reading and he should be reading and blah, 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 blah. Thanks, but they're just trying to be helpful. Keep telling yourself that. They're just trying to be helpful and maybe spend some time away from them. Okay. So writing the subject, vocab. Vocab will come up just naturally in discussion. At least I find that to be true. If not, you can use some Miss Wordsmiths if you want to go through and do some vocabulary. And then as they get older, there's a lot cooler vocabulary things. But that basically starts later. So I hope this helped you with language arts. So you may never be able to switch on to a language arts program. That's okay, because language arts is all set like, okay, grade 1 level for everything, grade 2 level for everything, grade 3 level for everything. Well, someone's not at a grade 1 level for handwriting, or they're at a grade 1 level in grade 3. So they can't sit down when everyone's writing paragraphs and they're doing that. You can either A, do it for them, or B, have them type. Now another thing, have them learn to type. Another thing, and here's the thing, is when you are writing for them, say you're doing creative writing and you are, I've done whole videos on Brave Writer, don't waste your time with the money, don't spend it. But one of the things that they did talk about is, and you can get their Jot program, their Arrow program, it's in that, what I'm about to tell you, and those are great programs, is that when you are handwriting for them, and it's creative writing, when we're just getting them used to writing and putting their thoughts down on paper, is do not correct them. If it's creative writing, you're not there to correct. So, but that's why copy work is good. It's a separate subject. Grammar's a grammar, that's what I wanted to show you. So grammar, it's time to, you can edit, you know what I mean, help them correct that stuff, but creative writing, that's not what that's for. Creative writing is fun. Creative writing, maybe when you read it back to them, they'll hear, but if not, it's okay. Again, creative, totally different, right? And they don't have to be doing creative writing, it's if they do. This book is a great book. It's a great intro to grammar. It's great because it's easy. You could do it at breakfast. Like I did at breakfast with both my kids. So it has 25 important grammar. Now this is Evan Moore. You have to get this cover. It'll run you $14, I believe, but you have to get this cover because they have a different version and this is level 1. Let me show you. So again, it starts at the beginning because you can put them on a different grammar thing. Grammar is something you work on, feels like, for years. So, okay, so right here. So when you look at it, you'll see that there's no handwriting in this book. That doesn't mean we didn't complete it. We completed it. Just we did it like orally. Okay. Number 1, a sentence is a whole thought. The dog ran. Bob hits the ball. That's a sentence, not a sentence. The dog hits the ball. So very good as well, right? We did it orally. So that's the example. And then on the next page, then it's got circle the sentences. Circle the sentences, okay? So there you go. So this is kind of a good book to do. You can do it anytime. They got a number 2. We were going to do the number 2, but I am trying to move them on to Memoria Press, which I showed you in yesterday's video, which I can also attach at the end. I will attach it at the end too. And anyway, I hope that helps you with your language arts. You don't have to start grammar right away. You know, the main thing, get them reading, and if you can, get them writing, right? Like that's like the big thing, because once they do that, you'll have a lot more time on your hands, a lot more independence, and it's nice to be like, oh, you're bored? Well, here, you know, here's a good book to read. All right, it doesn't happen like that, but in an ideal world, you'd be like he can start to read, they can start to read their own instructions and stuff like that. So it's, once you have them reading, you have some independence. So that's kind of like the main focus, right? So sometimes it's cool to just zero down to a couple things you want them to learn for the next 3 months and do your life in 3-month segments. Okay, we're done that 3 months or whatever. And now we're going to work on, we're going to do math every day, or we're going to do whatever it is that, you know, that you didn't. Now we're going to cover grammar every day instead of, I don't know, whatever. That's how I do it. That's how I do it. Anyway, I hope that helped. I hope it helped. I don't know if it did, but I hope it did. So thank you for your question in the comments, whoever left it. I appreciate it. Have a great day.